course, you know, Biology Congress is such a place we need to speak a lot. I am here by it. But still, I would like to introduce you some of our innovation. First of all, let me introduce to those who don't know us yet. So we are a company from East Europe, from Ukraine. We are 25 years, as you will see. We are more than 500 people, and we specialize in scaling production of biologicals and in their integration, first of all, in the raw crops. We do thousands of tests, and I would like to show some of their overview. So for more than 2,300 tests, we have a success rate of more than 90%. And you can see that in average we got nearly 10% increase of the yield in them, and bigger growth of the yield is on vegetables and fruit crops, a little bit smaller on industrial and crop crops, but still it's quite sufficient. Also, I would like to draw your attention to different increases in different products increase. So first of all, today we speak about phosphorus solubilizers, and here we have average increase of the yield near 10%. Also, on the right part of the slide, you can see average increases of the yield with different methods of application. And this is quite crucial because for different markets, different approaches are relevant. And here, for the US, our assumption is that for the phosphorus solubilization in furrow application should be a glue. And in this kind of application, for more than 200 trials, we have an average increase of the yield near 5%. Also, we have quite often questions from our partners about bacterial products, how they work on soil with different pH levels. So for us, it's also a curious question, so we analyzed more than 1,000 trials from our database, and we can find that really on the higher neutral and high pH, bacterial biofertilizers works better. You see the average increase of yield is 15%, but still on the acidic soils, and a lot of our data is from the pH level from 5 to 6, but still we have quite sufficient increase of the yield. So really, bacterial biofertilizers are sufficient on a wide range of pH. So we do again huge amount of trials in which we try to analyze from different sites. But what is very important for the end users, for the farmers, and also for the retailers is economics. So we calculate the average kind of return on investment and additional income for our products. And for the product we speak today, as a GROUNDFIX phosphorus solubilizer, average increase to the pocket is more than $100 per hectare, which is more than 200% return on investment. Again, we speak today about GROUNDFIX, and we work with phosphorus solubilizers for more than 10 years, but we today speak about the innovations, and we don't stop in improvement of our products all the time. So nearly 5 years ago, we received a request for GROUNDFIX. Like before, we have a shelf life of 1 year in cold temperature, and retailers say, okay, it's a very nice product, but you know, it was actually Turkey, and he said a lot of our customers work in greenhouse, and so we cannot guarantee that farmer will not put your product to somewhere in plus 40 for a few days, forget about it, and what would be happen with the product. So I come back with such a task to the factory. First of all, they were laughing, but I was impressed that in a few months they proposed some new solutions which we started to test, and really we did a stability test with a new formulation. They put this canister to the plus 40 degrees, and during 6 months at least it was stable. So first part of the test was stability test, and this product passed through quite well. Second part of the test was efficacy test, and again, as I mentioned, for this specific formulation, one of the niches for applications is in furrow. And in furrow, again, farmers don't want to use anything separately. They want to put everything in one tank, and so that it works well. And here, for us, were two challenges. One challenge is again to prove the efficiency. Second was compatibility. So from the first one, we did plenty of tests to see how biofertilizers work in comparison to starting fertilizers, just NPK. And from this set of tests, you can see that in some cases, biologicals could even show the comparative results to the starting fertilizers. In some cases, use of biofertilizers could even exceed the effect from the fertilizer. But first of all, again, we have a huge experience of integration to the technology, and the biggest synergy is to a combination of starting fertilizers and biofertilizers together. And this provided the highest results from our tests. So secondly, again, because we have this huge experience of 10 years before phosphorus solubilizer, for us it was important that the new formulations works same or better or similar to what we worked before. And we did plenty of tests. You can see on the left one of them, an example of wheat. So we tested our traditional formula and the novel formulation on before soil cultivation of wheat, and novel formulations show a little bit better results than the previous. The right side is just another example of trial on potato from Germany, where new formulation also was quite sufficient. So again, we have huge experience. I will not stop on each trial in detail, but the idea is we have a big amount of data for furrow applications of phosphorus solubilizers, of complex applications with urea nitrate, for example, in tank mix, with herbicides, with starting fertilizers, which I already mentioned. So it's really very important to develop formulations which are convenient to use for the final users. And another important point for us was compatibility. So we did a lot of compatibility tests with different chemicals, and this is an example of compatibility with this starting fertilizer. So if we took some old formulations, which you can see on the right, we compare on the top, it is just some fertilizer, the same amount of water, and biofertilizer. In this case, there was not a lot of problems with compatibility, but farmers don't want to use a lot of water when they apply it in furrow. And in the bottom you can see when we compare, when we mixed just pure fertilizer and GROUNDFIX and biofertilizer, and when we took normal, like ordinary formulation, it was not compatible. So we had a slug, or it was not a good one. But in a new developed formulation, in both cases with water or even with pure product and fertilizer, compatibility was quite good during a short period of time, which is enough for application. And about the market potential, really, I don't really take this question too seriously, because I don't see much limitations for biologicals. I believe that biologicals could be applied almost like on all agricultural lands, and that is our experience in Ukraine. Like in Ukraine now, we apply our products on almost 5% of agricultural land, and I believe that this target will be reachable in most of the countries. But just to answer the question from organizers for market potential, in US it's a growing trend for use in furrow fertilizers, where GROUNDFIX could be used as well. So it's at least 10 million hectares. The market potential is quite big, even for this niche zone. So on this, I will thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please ask us now or on the post.